Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present this afternoon's finalists for the IOF Foresters Bowling for Miracles Open. Pete Weber is the 5th seed. He's the PBA's career earnings leader and Triple Crown winner. Kelly Coffman of Topeka, Kansas is his opponent. He's seeking his first PBA title. Apoleto Monticelli is 3rd seeded. This 2-time PBA Player of the Year is also a 14-time champion. Next up, Marshall Holman, PBA Hall of Famer and the PBA's 2nd leading money winner. Mike Edwards is the top seed. He is the PBA's most prodigious money winner without benefit of a title. Just 1 game away from his first championship. And that's our outstanding field of 5 for the IOF Foresters Bowling for Miracles Open Finals. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a capacity crowd here in Markham, Ontario. We are happy to be back in Canada, in the Toronto area. It's so beautiful here, and the people are wonderful. In our field, there are 56 titles represented. Nelson Burton Jr. is this with 1 man who has 21 of those, a PBA Hall of Famer. So we go to Marshall Holman and Bo right now.
Thank you, Chris. If it's comebacks you're looking for, this man fits the bill. Marshall Holman, bowling's all-time leading money winner coming into 1994, now number 2. The last 2 years have been miserable, and many critics have said Marshall Holman is over the hill. What do you think?
Well, Bo, I think I started that rumor, but it's nice to be back. I feel really good, you know, with Petraglia making the telecast and you making the telecast. Hey, there is room for people close to 40 and over.
Thank you, partner. You're a great bowler, and good luck today. And if you like power, power is where it's at today. Today's quintet features the most powerful bowler in professional bowling. He'll be in the opening match, Kelly Coffman. And for great players, 3 of the greatest that ever graced this game are in the field today, Chris.
All right, and there's a lot of money at stake. Out of that $210,000, the winner today will receive $43,000, second $22,500, third $13,000, 4th place $10,000, and 5th $8,000. And we're ready for the handshake and the very first head-to-head match. And we're at Club 300 Bowl, and Pete Weber shook the hand of huge Kelly Coffman. And Pete will shoot first. Pete is 105 pounds lighter than his opponent. 10 pin for the man from Missouri. Now a look at Kelly Coffman from Topeka, Kansas, 6'2", 240, 28 year older, and he's looking for that first title. Another 10.
Wow, surprisingly, both players starting with a solid 10. Here's the man with the boss ball, the best ball on the tour. He's not only big and strong, but watch the wrist action, the cock, and straight on through the target. Look at that big snap.
Father Virgil was an excellent bowler. And here's a man that toured the state of Kansas for a long time with a very successful softball team. And he still does it when he has the opportunity.
One guy to watch. He can flat make it happen.
And wastes very little time once he gets set. And neither does Pete Weber, who's cleaning off the orange bowling ball. And he's on the right lane now, spare up shooting in the 2nd frame. Now the game has begun, really.
The familiar profile of Pete Weber, 5 steps, high backswing. He also cocks his wrist in this position, goes straight to the target, right around the 2nd arrow. Ball sets up, and both players have bowled identical 1st and 2nd frames.
Looking at the defending champion of the IOF Foresters Open. Double for Pete, and the long look.
Pete likes the ball, keeps it very light, just saws the rack.
Tough shot for Kelly Coffman, who stuck at the line, it appears.
Going high. Let's see the pin action. This is very interesting pin action. How can a player hit the head pin and just get 5 pins? With that sharp breaking hook, there's no deflection. He cuts right through the 3, 4, 6, 7, 10.
So it's an open frame for strong man Kelly Coffman. Sometimes he pays the price for using so much power.
Well, the upside is I throw a lot of strikes, and I tend to throw a lot of high games, you know, 250s, 260s. And the downside is when I do get into trouble, I can throw a lot of splits and wind up shooting a lot of 150s and 160s. So it kind of balances out. But today I feel like the 260s are in my future.
All right, and he came back with a powerful strike in the 4th frame, trailing by 24. We're in Markham, Ontario, located just north of Toronto, which has a skyline of the past, and then, as you will see, the skyline of vast and cosmopolitan Toronto, Championship City. Here's a many-time champion. In fact, 21 is 15 years in the PBA. 31-year-old Pete Weber. Increasing his lead now to 34 pins with that 3-bagger here in the very first game going against Kelly Coffman. Pete Weber has this technical explanation for his lack of consistency in 94.
Well, this year the lanes have been a little wet dry, and I really haven't figured out how to play them. The wet is extremely wet, the dry is dry, and when I find out how to do it, I'll be back.
And Chris, what he means by wet dry is basically oil is not dispersed equally across the lane gutter to gutter, so there's a drier area to the right. His ball has been very sensitive to the dry area and to the oil. It's either skidding too much or hooking too much. And he has to make an adjustment to be consistent. So far in this match, he's been excellent through 5 frames.
Yet this year, he has been a top seed twice. The Showboat and AC Delco, and finished twice, or second, both times. Good comeback by Kelly Coffman, doubling here, keeping that lead within range at 23 pins.
You cannot have a big enough lead against Kelly. He just can strike from anywhere. He takes hardly any time. He knows what he wants to do. He has a great arm swing, powerful fella, and he knows that anything on the right side is fair game for that boss ball. Almost gets the reverse blowing 2-pin as he hits light. The head pin goes to the sideboard, scatters out the 2, 5, and 8. And the 8-pin does not quite tilt over. Strike there, and he would have reduced Weber's lead down to just 13. Now it'll be 24.
Kelly Coffman in his 8th television appearance as a pro. On the other hand, his opponent, Pete Weber, is in his 68th television appearance.
Both these fellas are going to be around for a long time. They're right in the prime of their bowling years.
How could it miss the 9?
Solid 9. Excellent shot by Pete Weber. Apparently a good hit. The ball does not respect these 3-pound, 6-ounce pins. Reactive resin ball, synthetic lane surface. No contest. 9 count.
Almost fell over the line. He's in a good mood today, Nelson. That's good to see.
I really agree, Chris. I think Pete's worst enemy has been himself and his temperament over the years. I think he's mellowed a lot this year, and he's on his way to being as great as he can be. And that woman has helped quite a bit, Kim Weber.
We'll credit her with a lot.
Peter now with a 23-pin lead, 7th frame.
Again, the scout didn't do its work, though.
Well, he's keeping it in play, Chris. The downfall of Pete Weber has been in the last 2 matches. You see his ball hitting light, head pin going to the left sideboard, kicking out of that left channel. and misses a 10-pin. His downfall has been a bad frame in the last 2 matches. So far, he's been in excellent shape.